Good morning, it's Greg Otten here with MaritimeGardening.com, and today I'm going to show you my root cellar hack. Alright, so forgive the shaky camera work. This is where I do all my composting, and I do cold composting. I just leave it in a pile and wait a year or two. I got each one of these is about a cubic yard, give or take, maybe half a cubic yard when it all breaks down. So I just pile it in there and leave it in different layers. I put seaweed, leaves, horse manure, weeds, any old thing really that's breaking down really rotten logs. And I just leave it, and then currently the third one, the one on the far left there, over there, that's the one I'm using right now. I just, whenever I want soil, I just get it out of there and run it through a sifter and use the good stuff for all my planting right now. But today we're not talking about compost. Today we're talking about root cellars. And I got the idea last year, and I don't know if this is going to work. We'll have to see what they look like. But I thought, well, you know, a root cellar traditionally is something that's a root cellar traditionally is something that's dug into the side of a hill, and then they, you know, put a little box in there and put a door, and the earth keeps things just warm enough that they don't freeze. But they also don't break down at all, almost like a refrigerator, using the Earth's natural stable temperatures to preserve food. And one problem I have every year with my potatoes, I save potatoes as seed potatoes, and I find when I keep them in my garage, which stays around 5 degrees Celsius all winter, but by the time I'm ready to plant them, which is around now, they tend to have eyes that are about this long eyes, or maybe even longer, and I want little short stubby eyes because I think the potatoes tend to perform better as plants when the eyes are short. I've done a lot of reading on this, and I can't seem to get any conclusive evidence one way or the other. My observation is that when I put potatoes in with really long eyes, I don't get as good a yield. Whereas when they have little short eyes, I tend to get a better yield, almost twice the yield. I mean, they always produce potatoes, but it seems like the ones with the stubby little short eyes, short little fat eyes, tend to give a better yield. So I thought, what if I simulate the situation where they're underground all winter? Now, I could have planted them in the fall in my garden, but when I've tried that, it's hit or miss. Maybe for every 4, one survives the winter, the other one's just turned to mush, and it's just wasted. So I thought, why don't I dig one of these all the way out, put a styrofoam cooler in the bottom with some holes cut in it so that air can get in there, but in a way that water won't get in. I put the holes in the bottom so that there's moisture, but the water gets out. And we'll see. Right now I'm going to dig this up and see if those potatoes are viable, because now it's about May 9th or May 10th or something like that. It's about time to plant potatoes in your garden. So I might as well have a look and see if they're any good. So here we go. Well, it smells like the sea down here. Like low tide. Really strong low tide smell. It's not the most pleasant smell unless you are a fan of clams, because that's the smell that is usually undeniable when you're digging clams. There it is. Okay, we got it. Alright, so it's a bit further forward. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, boy, there's heat down here. Holy smokes. It is hot. I can feel the heat in my hands. It's hot. I guess this is a combination root cellar hack slash unboxing video, because the kind of unboxing, it's almost like digging up treasure. Wish the kids were here. This would be fascinating for them. Oh God, that's in there. Really in there. Oh. I'd be very surprised if these potatoes had gone bad. I'm hoping they haven't started growing, because there is definitely some heat in there. Now I've got them stored in styrofoam, so that should stabilize temperature somewhat. My God, the worms in here. Lots of worms. There we are. Woo! You got it. Alright, so here we go. Here's the unboxing. Move the camera a little closer. Something in this rotten potato. It looks like to me that the potatoes are okay. I got my nice little stubby eyes that I wanted. There's a bit of mildew in here, and I hope that's not a big deal. The box was compromised. I don't know what caused that. I don't know if one of the kids jumped on the pile. Very, very possible, because they like to jump in the leaves. Or just the weight of the snow, or snow and ice, or what happened, but the box was compromised. But nevertheless, so all this, I had them packed in with tiers of newspaper to sort of maintain a constant moisture level like a humidor, but that was all compromised by there being a huge hole in the side. Luckily no mice or moles or anything found their way in. I don't see any evidence of that. Let's pour this all out and just have a closer look. Alright, so I put a number of different varieties in here. This is a red Norland. I got some of those, and I've also got some Kennebecs. They grow really well in this part of the world. They got this very distinct texture on their skin, and I think these are Superior, very popular variety, very good tasting. I think this must be a russet, just something I got from the grocery store that I stuck in the ground. They taste better when you grow them yourself, of course. Got a couple broken eyes here, but not the end of the world. Anyway, all in all, I would say this was a success. The root cellar hack seems to have worked. Definitely better than what, and this is the longest eye I see among all these potatoes. The ones I stored in my garage were like this long 2 weeks ago. So this is definitely the route I'm going to go next year, although I'll probably use a more sturdy box. Well, maybe I'll try not going the styrofoam route, given that this is gone. But yeah, it worked. Alright, so just a quick video on one way to store your potatoes. I mean, it's not the right time of year to be storing potatoes, but this is when I pulled them out of the ground. So quick video on a way to get around if you don't have a cold room. I don't have a cold room in my house. That's the way traditionally people would have stored potatoes. And if you don't feel like digging a cave into the side of a mountain somewhere to make a root cellar, if you have some sort of composting setup, anything like mine if it's large enough, so at least in this part of the world, this is zone 5, or zone 6 is 05, depending on the year. If you look on a map, it says zone 6, but I can never ever seem to do things that calendars say zone 6 is possible. It's quite cold here, and it's quite intense to that extent. I mean, the forest behind my house, Labrador tea, chaga, all these sorts of northern things grow in the forest right behind my house. The sorts of things you'd expect to see in, well, Labrador or Siberia, but chaga, all those things grow here. So it is a pretty intense winter here. The ground still had ice in it in the middle of April, so you know it gets cold here. But this seems to work just fine. So that's an easy way to do it. These were only about, I would say, 1.5 feet or under. They're under about 1.5 feet or 2 feet of just hay and leaves and seaweed and stuff like that. And I put them there in November, and they're fine, reasonably fine. They look fine to me. All right, so thanks for watching. If you like this content, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my column in the local Express. Like us on Facebook and all that good stuff. Until next time, get out there and get at it. Thanks for watching.